Howdy, everybody. This is Soul Level Astrologer Mark Borax with the Cosmic Weather Report live for Wednesday, May 14th, 2025, otherwise known as the Year of the Snake, when everything sheds and there's a lot of wriggling and writhing and deep passages going on, since the snake has its entire body almost always on the earth, unless it's a water snake. It's a powerful year, bringing up a lot of hidden stuff from the depths, as snake years usually do. Today, we're going to talk about destiny paths and allies for the living future through the lens of Jupiter sextile Alpha Omega, otherwise known as Chiron. And the sextile is a very positive aspect of 60 degrees between two or more planets. And the sextile is going to be exact in 4 days on Sunday. And so it's pretty strong now. And what that has to do with is opening up doorways to the optimal future. Now, what I mean by optimal future is that at any given moment, various possible futures are streaming toward you. And there's no guarantee that the most optimal of those living futures is going to manifest. In fact, I think most of the time it probably doesn't, because look at the mess humanity is in. I can't say that humanity has currently aligned with its optimal living future as a species, which means that each of the billions of individuals who are alive are not totally aligned with their optimal living future. So Chiron, Alpha Omega, presides over the optimal future of a human being. And Jupiter has a lot to do with that same concept. These planets are very strong allies of each other. So when they're in one of the most positive relationships, the 60-degree sextile, the ability to really open that arc of destiny, the reason why your soul chose to reincarnate in the first place, is to fulfill a living destiny that has built up through the ages in the journey of your soul from life to life to life to this life. There's an arc that would occur if you were to fulfill your potential, if you were to awaken and activate. And I think the key word there is activate, not just awaken, because a lot of spiritual people have awakenings. Many spiritual people probably feel that they're incredibly awake, but that's not the same as activating that awakeness, manifesting the living future. Not always easy to do at any time, but during a time of mass delusion, which is sweeping the planet, it's probably even harder to fully align with the most positive, energized, fulfilling, complete blossoming destiny that your soul showed up for. Jupiter holds that image. Jupiter holds the picture of you becoming your most rightfully expanded nature. On medicine journeys, a lot of people expand. You become one with the universe. You feel the harmony of the spheres, the music of the spheres, the scale of recognizing how you're just one integrated part in a living cosmos can be fairly easy to recognize when you're on an ayahuasca journey or a mushroom trip or an acid trip, or maybe even not on any of those things, but just absolutely tuned in. But that recognition needs to get activated into its most rightful expansion, because most people who've done medicine journeys is something that I've been doing for 50 years, more than 50 years, 55 years? Most people who've done medicine journeys realize that the great awakening um, um, down in South America with the Peruvian shamans, that everybody has come and brought their pillows and their blankets and their water, and maybe they've spent 3 days or more eating ayahuasca and having incredible experiences. What do you do with that on Monday morning when you have to fight traffic to get on the airplane to fly back to Baltimore? And so rightful expansion isn't the kind that you leave behind with the Peruvian shaman while you shrink down into the grinding sameness of everyday existence on planet Earth. So what is rightful expansion? That's something that's being offered to each of us now with the sextile between Jupiter and Alpha Omega. Jupiter in 26 Gemini strives to accelerate your heartful link with everybody whose destiny path parallels your own, everybody you're intended to connect with. And when each of us reincarnates from spirit back into the body, along with our physical presence coming back into Earth again, spheres of connection come back with us. There are certain individuals that we are intended to meet by karma or destiny. The ones who are on some kind of similar track as us. That doesn't mean they see things the same. They might even see things opposite to you, but for some reason, you're on the same track. And that mystic avenue is being activated right now so that those other individuals who can especially help amplify and accelerate the truest track of your destiny, your most rightful expansion, there's more ability now to connect with those kind of people, even if they're not alive anymore. Maybe they wrote a book, maybe they're individuals you never met, but their nature has expressed something in literature or song or movies that is aligned with your destiny. It can help you out. So the connection between significant others whose destinies are interwoven with yours isn't limited to just those people who are currently alive in the body. And Gemini has the gift of bringing people together. When that gift is strengthened with a heartful connection, then Gemini's at its best. The heart is the missing piece of Gemini that many astrologers don't get. Gemini isn't just about talking and thinking and getting together with friends. It's about getting together with others and opening your heart so that the connection between you has a cosmic resonance, not just for companionship or entertainment, but for soul level companionship, for cosmic entertainment. And Jupiter in 26 Gemini is bringing that element into the sextile. Alpha Omega or Chiron in 26 Aries, it cuts open the most direct trail to wholeness and healing. And so there is a healing available now. And it's the kind of healing where you've formerly been polarized or cut off, the dark side of Gemini. And the healing comes where the places you've been cut off, the places you've been at odds, the places you've been polarized actually suffice to open a deep wholeness inside of you that you haven't gotten to yet. Or maybe you've gotten there, but you haven't been able to sustain that wholeness. You haven't been able to hang on to the cosmic wholeness of the ayahuasca journey on Monday morning when you're flying back to Baltimore. And so the healing is the healing of polarization. Polarization reaches its extreme state, which is happening in the world at large right now. Intense political polarization, intense cultural polarization. That giant social external polarization only thrives when your inner nature is so polarized that you get stuck in it. And it comes from disowned shadow. I think United States has the greatest disowned shadow of any nation, of any entity. And so when you've been polarized and cut off, and instead of falling for the illusion, the greater polarization, you realize that a part of you has been cut off from yourself. And the very act of having been cut off can produce an inner medicine journey, a transformation, a shamanic transformation where you realize, as bad as things might be in your own life, as fucked up as things might be out there in the world at large, however much or little time is left for the human race, there's a wholeness in you. It's your birthright that Earth offers to your soul for having chosen to reincarnate, to come back from the wholeness of spirit into the madness of physicality. Earth gives you the birthright of wholeness. You are absolutely fundamentally connected to Earth. Earth is your mother. Earth is your home. Earth is your karmic theater for awakening. You are also absolutely integrated into the universe, into the cosmos. And thank you, Deanna. It's great to hear from you. It is, even if things are as bad as they might seem to be, especially through the viewpoint of mass media, there's another source of news and information. It's the tribal drumbeat of the soul. Hey, Barbara, happy Jupiter return. And that tribal drumbeat of the soul can remind you, even if we only have 5 more minutes to live, even if you're dying of cancer and your husband left you, and Donald Trump is president, and the stock exchange is plummeting into the toilet, and an asteroid is hurtling towards the Earth at this very moment while we speak, you still have a choice. Nobody takes your choice away. You can meet the final 5 minutes of your existence from a place of love or from a place of fear. That choice is never taken away from you. And so this moment of Jupiter, sextile, Chiron, Alpha, Omega is offering you allies to your living future. But you can't find those allies and connect with them unless you dissolve the hyperpolarization of our time inside you. Now, if you do that, if you realize that however bad things might be in our species, in the earth, in politics, in your own life. However bad, strange, dark, disenfranchised, numb, and polarized things might be, there is a deeper peace of mind below that. You are still alive. You have breath. You have magic. Your soul has been here before. Your soul is not afraid of dying. It's gone through it many times and come back. Your soul, which you could say also your core nature knows that dying isn't the end of everything. It's just the finish of a chapter. And so when you claim that knowledge, even in the face of adversity and hardship, whether it's collective or personal or both, you inject a wholeness into the polarization. You inject a dream into the nightmare. This is the gift of Aries and Gemini. Gemini is wildly playful. It's the most playful sign, but easily distracted. Aries tends to be more focused and more linear. When you put the two together, camaraderie and friendship that can open the door to wholeness and healing is what we're being offered right now. That's not the only picture. Even if you awaken, even if you heal your polarization, it will not instantly heal collective humanity, but it sends a wave in that direction. And as many of us saw in the 1960s, when one person awakens and realizes that the only reason that why all of us are here is for love, that little wave picks up momentum and spreads. So even when the world picture darkens, like it currently is, a sextile like this one between Jupiter and Gemini and Alpha Omega in Aries in the year of the snake can recharge your energy field and aim you toward renewal and release. And in this year of the snake, it's important to realize that some old energies and institutions need to be shed. You're shedding, I'm shedding. When snakes shed, they go blind temporarily. Their eyes turn milky and opaque. And if you're having trouble seeing, if you're not envisioning the bright future right now, if you're not able to grasp it, that might not be a sign that you're missing something, but that you've withdrawn into the shedding chamber of the snake. Any questions, Marcella? Any comments? Anything? Let me say that we put out the call to assemble students for our 3-year chart study program, which is starting in September. And we do this every 3 years at the College of Visionaries and Wizards. Look up markborax.com, soullevelastrology.com to get more information about that course. My book, The Ruby Heart of the Dragon, which tears down the zodiac and builds it back up from the soul, is available. It's a pretty incredible read. I worked for 4 years, 7 days a week to tear down the zodiac and build it back up from the soul. And I think I really did it. I'm very happy about that book. I'm still offering readings. My magical wife, Marcella Eversole, is still offering readings. You can find out about her readings through Soul Level Astrology. MarcellaEversole.com, baby, is her website. What else? Writing songs, playing music, enjoying the Vermont spring. And thank you all for joining us with the Cosmic Weather Report Live, Destiny Paths and Allies for the Living Future, Jupiter, Sextile, Alpha Omega, Cosmic Weather Report for May 2025. Any final things you want to add, Marcella? If not, shedding, the shedding chamber of the snake. How do you get out of that? Deanna Larkins wants to know. Yeah. It's good to have allies and protectors because you're vulnerable when you're shedding. It's hard to get out of that by yourself, but it has a lot to do with feeling and with desire. The snake is an animal of tremendous desire and feeling. So when you're down in the shedding chamber and you're blind and you're trying to writhe your way out of the old skin, amplifying your desire, what you love, what you need, what you have to have, down with your belly on the earth is going to help you hook that old skin on a cactus and wriggle out of it. It's good to have somebody looking over you while you do that. So allies, protectors, and desire. Good question. Any other questions, comments? Thank you for joining us. I am sending out many blessings to the world to make it through this crossroads of the ages. The very intense polarized darkness right now is conjuring an opposite force of awakening. Like in the 1960s, things got so dark that it created a whole lot of light that never would have been created if they hadn't got that dark. And it's very similar to that. This is the first time I've seen since the 1960s that has gotten so dark and fucked up that a whole lot more people are awakening than ever would. So there's the cosmic irony of the cosmic balance. Thank you all for joining us. And till we meet again, soul level astrologer Mark Borax coming to you from the mountains of Vermont. May your karma turn to grace.